Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Bilkis Muhammad, the Karen Womcom, Women Commissioner for the JIMSA Executives Alumni. I'm here this morning to share something very, very small about how women should get themselves ready for the life after school. You see, when we are in school, we believe we have arrived, especially when we are about to finish. But we don't know what is out there waiting for us. I'll have to make you understand that, you see, as ladies, we are in our prime age, especially when we are in school, 400, 300. When we are about leaving, let's start with the affairs of the opposite gender flocking around us, You see, at that stage, we feel like we have a lot of spouse to choose from, a lot of males to choose from. As a lady, you need to know what you want in a partner, putting into the perspective what Islam actually asks us to look out for: their deen, their personality, how you see them in the nearest future, what you think they can do to add up to your life. Those are the particular things you look out for to be able to tell yourself that, yes, this is what I want, or this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. Don't feel like you should always think about only how they make butterflies fly in your tummies and all. Yeah, that is also very important. However, that is not the only thing you should be looking out for. So you look out for the people or the qualities or the attitudes that you would want excuse me, of the qualities and attitude you want in a partner. Now, after finding that, you as a lady, you need to prepare yourself as well. Marriage would drop immediately after marriage. You still want to pursue your career. Immediately after career, babies will come in and whatnot. You see, with the career aspect, you need to look out for things you can do to add up to the knowledge that you've already acquired in university. So what knowledges are we talking about? We're talking about probably the driving skills, additional courses you can do, preparing your mind for childbearing, looking for strategic ways to be able to combine both your career and your family, not letting either of them suffer. So you would have to sit yourself down. You see, everything that we want to do, it always starts with us as an individual. You look out for what you would want to do. So you tell yourself, yes, I would want to merge my marriage as well as my career without letting my marriage suffer nor my career suffer. And this is something that you might have been able to speak with your spouse if you're married, because your spouse will play a very vital role when it comes to you working, because there are certain works that would be quite demanding, and if your spouse doesn't understand that this is what your work entails, it might become a bit of a battle between your marriage and your career. That is why I spoke about the attitudes and the qualities that you need, because you have to look out for all these things before you say yes to a man. Now, that aside, when you eventually start the work, you need to let yourself, we have zillions of graduates that would come out, but there will be certain things that would be particular about you that would make any employer want to have you in their team. So you have to be a bit above your mates, a level ahead of them. Is it the hard work? Is it the commitment? Is it currently we are in the technological know-how age? You will agree with me. So how to use your computer, basic skills like the Excel sheet, how to know your Word, your Microsoft Word properly. You see, these are some of the added values you can have. Aside that, you could do short courses on, let's say, project management, leadership skills, and whatnot. All this would be a bit leverage to push you ahead of your colleagues whom you'd all move into the job market. I hope you get what I mean. So with that, it makes it easier for you to be able to be a bit ahead of them. Now, when you get yourself into the work field, You need to carry yourself. You see, dressing, mannerisms, how we talk to people, your attitude you portray. These are some of the things that would also add value to you being an individual in a workplace. Now, you make sure you try as much as possible when you're at office or when you're at your workplace, you give in your all there. The moment you carry your bag, then you're going home, you make sure when you get home too, you put your all at home as well. That notwithstanding, our dean is also very it should be of priority. We shouldn't make our dean slag or you puncture holes in your dean just because you want to be in the work field. So your dean, your marriage, your career, they should all go in line, because as you know, we can never tell when we would have to depart from the world. But at least we should ensure that every single thing, every aspect of our lives has a clean state, such that whenever Allah is ready to take us away, we should have had at least some sort of success in our life, both at our career, both in our career as well as in our marriage, and then as individuals as well. Thank you. So when it comes to marriage, my sisters, marriage is a beautiful thing. I would want us to understand that marriage does not just end in the celebration. Most of us put so much effort into the planning of the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, the amount of monies that goes into the preparation, the number of times I would want to change, the event center I would be using. Trust you me, okay? People will come in that day, eat your meals. Some, if you're lucky, would present an envelope. Others, if you're lucky, they would present cloths. Others will bring in kitchen gadgets and whatnot. Others will just come in for the food and look at you, take pictures, and then they are gone. And then they leave you with what? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And it is now you who would now think of every other thing after the celebration, which is a Monday morning. That's when I will clear. Are you getting where I'm coming from? Now, let's tone down on how we prepare so much for the wedding. The wedding is just a day of celebration. Let's be Islamic about it. Let's look for clothes that are covering, not too revealing. And what says you cannot have a wedding with a decent set of clothes? Let's put it on a minimal. Pack all the rest of the funds that you have. Invest it in something that can actually do more for you after the marriage. Now let's talk about marriage itself. It's like an empty box. Excuse me. It's like an empty box that you picked up. Let's say you bought a box of biscuits. After chewing the biscuits, you have an empty box. Now you and your spouse are coming into the marriage with an empty box. Excuse me. Now this empty box, you would have to tell yourselves what you would want to put into that empty box. First of all, respect. You would want to respect your spouse just as much as he has to respect you. Both of you have to have some form of mutual respect for each other. Then we talk about funds. By funds is one of the financial issues, are one of the issues that would actually either make the marriage or break the marriage. Sometimes we come into marriage with a perception that the man is supposed to do everything in the house. Honestly, my ladies, if you move into a marriage with that perspective, honestly speaking, you failed even before it began. Yes, Allah has already instructed that our men are the heads of the family and they are supposed to be responsible for in fact, over 80% of all expenses, if not 100% of expenses. But you would also understand that in the current economy that we have, it will not be possible. If it will be possible, but it will not be completely possible for the man to take over everything, especially if he also has an extended family of his. So we are their helpers as a lady. So yes, you would have to, you'll be working. I would not advise a lady to be at home in a marriage. It is a no-no for me, and all my friends and close relations would also agree with me. always been a no to a woman staying at home. You need to do something for yourself. Get something doing and get something earning for yourself. You know, we have our own personal issues that we want to solve every once in a while. You cannot put all that burden on your spouse. When you do that, he becomes tired of you. He becomes irritated, especially to the last thing you want to buy. You want to buy undies, you want to buy pad, you have to knock on his door, ask him for money, for upkeep. Once in a while, you should be able to do certain things on your own. Your family members are asking you, your younger ones need you to do something for them. You have to ask your husband before you get that done. Honestly, that is not acceptable. So you see, you would also have to put in an effort to bring in something. Okay, currently there's this saying that you would ask the ladies, what do you bring to the table? Yes, we bring so much more than just our body. You bring in the financial aspect, you bring in ideas. When there's a decision to make, you sit as a couple to make such decisions. You sit as a couple to plan how you would want your life to go. Yes, bear in mind, our husbands would always want to take the lead in decision making. Yes, allow them to do. Sometimes you would also have to chip in here and there to make all decisions go well. Then comes the babies. The babies are beautiful part of a family, and I would want you to understand that Allah himself said it, that sometimes he will give you all males, sometimes he will give you all females, other times he will give you both, other times he will give you none. I need to understand that you don't know where you would lie, or myself, I don't know where I lie as to whether I'll have all males or all females or both or none, until you actually get in there. So yes, you have to have patience, because if you are not so patient, you cannot really tell where exactly you'll be. Patience when it comes to childbearing. When the babies also come, you need to have quite a lot of patience with them. You need to know how to handle babies. Once you get yourself, once you discover that you're pregnant, there are so many haskaras, so many to-dos that you're supposed to do as a woman. The folic acid, the visiting the hospital for antenatal checkups, so many things that you can do to make the baby's even brain develops even more. So there are fruits you're supposed to take, even the Islam, watermelon, date, and all that. There are things you're supposed to do to nourish your body, to make your child brain even start building just as much as he or she is in your womb. Okay, recitation of the Quran soothes them, and then when they eventually when they eventually come out, I don't want to say pop out, but when they eventually come out, honestly, that is the most beautiful and exciting news you can give yourself and your spouse as well. You know, it becomes a beginning of a new day. Sometimes depression sets in. Other times you become overwhelmed, maybe because you do not have a backup support. Probably parents are far away or they've passed on and you don't have anyone to rely on. Rest assured, Allah is with you. Just have to do a bit of research here and there whilst you're in your last trimester, to see how best you'll be able to survive when the baby arrives. But once the baby arrives, you will be fine, trust me. We all didn't know how we got through it, and before you know it, we've popped 1, we've popped 2, we've popped 3, we've popped 4, and we are still going, and we are really surviving. Even though nobody told us when we were about to get pregnant that childbearing is not easy. Nobody told you. Nobody will even tell you. They want you to go and find out for yourself. But at least the modern world that we have now, we have quite a lot of research. We have quite a lot of experiences to gather from others. Now, not all experiences are worth it, but you sieve. When you hear any form of information, you sieve through the information you get. You pick the ones that are applicable to you, and the ones that are not applicable to you, just toss them aside and then you move on. Now, patience is what we need to deal with our children. I have come to realize that the way and manner in which you handle your firstborns would make him or her know how to handle his younger ones or her younger ones. I'm saying this from experience. You see, as mothers, we want our children to be prim and proper. We want them to always listen to what we have to say. But we also have to understand that they are young minds growing up. We need to listen to them more, because sometimes it is from what they say and you listen that you'll be able to sift information that is happening in their lives, even probably within the house or in school. So sometimes we need to give them a listening ear, no matter how busy your schedules are. When you come back from work and your child is telling you, this is how my day went, or he's not even telling you, probe. You have to probe. Young man, how did your day go? How was your school today? Did you smile at someone? Did you learn something new? How was the weather? How was the food? Were you able to eat? Who is your best friend? Was there something that happened in school that you didn't like today? Did somebody touch you? These are questions that it would incite them to want to share their experience in school with you. And from there, you as an individual will be able to sift information as to what is happening to them in school. And the manner in which you correct them is also very, very important. If you shout at them too much, they will become timid and they will not want to tell you what is happening. In my house, I tell you, there's a zero policy for lies. Just tell me the truth, okay? No matter how nasty it is, tell me the truth. And personally, I would beat you if you do not tell me the truth. But when you tell me the truth, that is when I will just let you be, and I'll advise you next time, don't do it that way. Even though, yes, you have several times that some children would still default, they will still like do the wrong thing over and over and over again. Yes, alas, they are children. That is what they are. But we would also have to keep correcting them over and over and over again. And one day, inshallah, with Allah, you always have to also ensure that you put them in your prayers. You give them azkar for morning and evening to protect them against shaitan, to protect them against evil eye. And that is even going for you yourself. So even before the babies come in, you and your spouse, you wake up for tahajjud every once in a while. It's not all about lovey, 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 lovey. Yes, you can lovey, lovey, lovey even during tahajjud once in every while. You pray together, you raise your hands to Allah. When you are done, you can lean on each other and talk till you fall asleep, or any other thing you would want to do. But these are things that you should consistently do, especially your azkars. In this modern age where not everybody smiling at you actually wants something good for you. I hope you get where I'm coming from. So at least in the morning, once you say your azkars, and in the evening and you say azkar as well, at least it covers you from morning to evening and evening to dawn as well. So that's the cycle. And once you say it, just put your trust in Allah. I don't know if you remember the story about the camel, a man, a camel, and then the Prophet told him, you should tie your camel and then put your trust in Allah and ask Allah to protect the camel. But don't let your camel loose and say, oh, Allah is all protector. He's the one that can protect everything. He should just protect. No. So you first of all do azkars for yourself, your spouse, and your children. Teach them. Let them learn it. And they are very fast at learning, especially the children. And also when the children also come in, like teach them this azkars. It's very important. The cartoons they watch, give them a lot of Islamic content. Because it's very difficult for you to shield our children in this modern age. It's difficult shielding them completely from the worldly things. So the things they watch, the things you do as role models, and the kind of schools you equally enroll them in. I would say take them to Islamic schools. But in as much as, even if they would have to attend Christian schools, it's fine. The Saturday and Sunday madrasas are there. Let them attend, and even you yourself attend. Equip yourself so that you'll be able to pass on the knowledge to the children as well. I hope you get the vibe, you get where I'm coming from. So our spouse, our children, and then our relatives. Okay, the relatives from your spouse and even your end. Learn to know when to separate matters happening between yourself and your husband, and not spread them out. When you're having issues, sit your husband down, probably at dawn, wake him up, speak with him or speak with her. Correct yourselves in hiding. Don't correct yourselves in the open. Like, don't shout at each other in a crowd. You can easily pull your spouse, or you can even let it go. Then probably when you see him happy, okay, when you see him smiling, then you can, oh honey, what you did 2 days ago wasn't something I really liked. You'll be like, oh, what was that? Calmly explain what you want, what you expect. Don't leave it as I don't like it and that's it. No, explain why you do not like it and explain what you would want in replace of that, because with that it gives them a clear understanding of what exactly you want. Yes, bear in mind is human. He could equally repeat the same mistake again, and it's up to you to correct it over and over again so you get the right thing. And don't expect everything that you were doing as in your own prime, in your own youth. For instance, you remove your clothes, you fold your clothes into your cupboard and all that. For all you do, you might not get a spouse who is like that. And don't let it get under your skin. You teach him because you are two different people from two different backgrounds. And then when you meet up, you're meeting up. That's why I said you're meeting up with an empty box. So you tell yourself what you need and you keep putting them into the box. So the box is full. And then ladies, I would entreat you, please, I'm pleading with you. Learn to be content with what you have. Learn to accept that this is what I have now, and maybe when I get money, I'll be able to do more. But try as much as possible to look within your means. Spend within your means. Spend on what you can afford. Don't look at your friend and say because she's carrying the latest iPhone, by hook or by crook, I have to get the same thing. Because she's carrying the latest Chanel bag, by hook or crook, I have to get it. Nah, don't do that. Try as much as possible to tell yourself, this is what I can afford. Let me use it. Flex with what you have. Live within your means. And honestly, when you do that, you have peace of mind. You see, a lot of people do not have peace of mind because they are always having their eyes fishing out for other things from other people. Try as much as possible to live within your means. Buy clothes you can afford. Do not go and flee. You flee, what's it called? You flee. So we should always make sure that we live within our means. And as part of living within our means, if you can afford, I have this personal thing I do, especially with purchasing of groceries for the house. I try as much as possible to buy in bulk. And it helps and it saves a lot. Yes, it might sound crazy and it is capital intensive, but trust me, it is worth it. I buy in season. So for instance, if onions are in season, you can buy as much as possible. You blend and you freeze them till when they are off. So when there's even onions off season, you still have enough to use. When it comes to purchasing of food items, you could easily buy a sack of rice, a box of spaghetti, the tin tomatoes. You buy the bigger sizes, you dish them out into storage bowls, into your freezers. The dairy and beverages, you buy them in bulk. When you do that, you apportion your salary, your finances. So you apportion them such that you can tell yourself, you buy this month, I'll be doing more of grains or more of what's it called? More of beverages. And the next month you can decide you do more of canned foods. And then the following month you can decide you do more of probably clothing. Like it's not every month you need to buy new clothes. Sometimes I can stay one whole year without buying new clothes, but it doesn't mean I'm not wearing clothes. I still have clothes. And we ladies, we have that thing when they ask you party time, let's go, hey, I don't have clothes. Yet you buy every month, you buy and you tell yourself you do not have money. Please tone down on the yai. Irrespective of whether you buy the yai or you don't buy the yai, you can still get clothes to wear today, and you still look good. Anyway, it's not every day you buy new jewelries, new set of jewelries. So you have to look for how to stay within your means. I hope you get where I'm coming from. And then also your upkeep. Ladies have, because we use veil, most of the times when we open our hair, it is an eyesore. Let's try as much as possible to visit the salon every once in a month, if it's not once in a month, for the what's it called, touch up, at least with the cornrows. If it is twice a month, every 2 weeks, you can decide to buy your shampoo in your house and wash it, or you can decide to go to the salon. And then grooming, your nails, your veils, the nicobites, the sweat. It brings about quite a number of smell. There's a secret with perspiration. You could use baking soda. If somebody has told you that you have sense, my dear, trust me, go and thank that person. Don't get embarrassed. Don't get massage, it doesn't mean you should just go about telling people that you have smell, you are smelling. No, the manner in which you correct someone really matters. So the moment somebody tells you, just get the bicarbonate or the baking soda, use it as powder for your armpits before you wear your clothes. Trust me, the smell will go. And then the way you wash well and dry them well. Like I was saying, as part of the things you buy this month, you can decide you want to buy just detergents. So detergent, bathing soap, liquid soap, what's it called? Fabric softener. You can decide 1 month, that is what this month, that's what I'm buying. You buy them in bulk in gallons, and then you look for all these small bottles like this. You can just decide to just fill them in and then put them at vintage points, or you can buy the normal one and then you just refill every time you want to use. That's with personal grooming, that's with living within your means. I hope with these little tips you could, if not have grabbed 1 or 2 points. I pray that this information that I've been able to share today will be able to do well for you. May Allah bless us all. May Allah grant each and every one of us goodness in this world and goodness in the hereafter. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.